Well, thank you guys all for tuning into the show, and thank you, Caden, for being here. Glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
And I heard that you are a Christian. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm a Jesus follower, and I believe that Jesus is the King of the world and is present in it now. And I try the best I can to make sure that I don't see him as some sort of like undefined spiritual thing that's just floating around in the world. But I believe he's really tangible and he's really in our lives and in my life, and so I want to pursue his presence as much as possible. One of the ways I do that a lot is through listening to podcasts of respected Christians that I really love, and I just love learning about God, learning about who he is and what he's up to, and letting that shape my life. And so this is really cool. I love podcasts, and so I'm glad to be on.
Glad to have you. And you're also really involved in your church. What are you doing there, and why are you so involved?
So yeah, I served in junior high ministry last year as a student leader. I started off as the 8th grade boys leader and went the whole year as that. It was a really cool experience. I found out there, I came in with this idea that serving was going to be this grand thing of like giving of everything I have, and to some extent it is, and I really try to pursue that as much as possible. But even more than that, I found that I was the 8th grade boys leader, and so just getting to know the boys a lot, getting to just laugh, have fun with them, and love them, and listen to what they had to say was really important. And I just found that I really enjoyed that, and I had a passion for just loving people and getting to know them. And so that was a really cool time to just be able to get to know that I was someone who could do that and who loved doing that. And then also just shifting my idea of what service is towards less of a grand thing and more of just, it can be on a personal level as well.
Nice. You're also serving at a Spanish-speaking church. How did that happen?
Well, I went to a mission trip to Tijuana, Mexico, and I just really fell in love with the Spanish-speaking community there and got involved with a church here in Santa Maria that is a Hispanic church, and they needed someone to help start up their youth group, so me and 2 other guys started it up, and it's been a crazy, and I would say one of the most formative experiences in my life. I came in not really being able to help, just feeling like proud and like, oh, I'm someone special for serving in all these ways, and I'm like some kind of special holy Christian. And then I went in, and just the first week or two, just seeing the other 2 guys that were serving there, they were adults, they were people from that church, and they just like from day one just like welcomed me in and just totally like put me in there and loved me. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not as special as I thought I was.
You're also part of leadership organizations at your school. How do you think your experience here at church has helped you with that?
Yeah, I'm involved in several leadership organizations. One of the ones that I really enjoy and I'm invested in is I'm an editor in my journalism class. I oversee a group of reporters. We have a class of about 30 people, and I oversee a portion of them, and it's been really cool. I've taken what I've learned from church, and I'm trying to implement it there. I want to be the type of leader that actually listens and just pours into them other than the other way around, where they just serve me. I want to be someone who serves them, and I do that in a couple ways. I meet with them once a week, and then I try to check in on them once per day. I have all their numbers, and I try to check up and make sure that they're doing okay on their articles. And then I also started a cool thing where my group does snacks once a week. I find it's actually really helpful to get them to calm down and get to know them better in a more relaxed environment. And then I'm able to assign them better articles that they'll really enjoy because I just get to know them better. And that's been really cool. And I wouldn't have been able to think about that if it wasn't for my church experience.
You also want to go into the business field. Why is that?
Yeah, so with my experience in church and then also bringing that a little bit to school, I found that I just really enjoy people and love pouring into them and serving them. And I think that business is a great avenue for me to do that in. I'm also pretty gifted with some leadership skills, and so I think that I could apply that there as well. I want to be the type of leader that is a little bit different, though. I think so often American capitalism is just motivated by greed and selfishness and just money in general. And I don't think business has to be that way. I think some businesses aren't that way. And I want to be part of a business like that. I want to maybe run a business like that or start one where we can be different. We can show how we can love Jesus and love other people through business and make it something that is a good thing and is life-giving to a community instead of sucking the life out of the community. And so that's been really cool. I've also been humbled a lot by my church experience, and I've just realized that some of the glitzy glamour leadership skills that everyone seems to love in our society of getting up in front of people and being charismatic, those are the people that make an impact, but the people that make much more of an impact on a personal level are just the people that love one another. There's this woman in our church who she leads a youth group, but she doesn't get up on stage. She doesn't have any sort of charisma or accolades in any formal sense, but she just comes in every day, gets to know people, and has made such an impact on my life, on so many lives in our church. And she takes almost no credit for it. And I just see that, and that's the type of leader I want to be. Someone who people don't really know the name of, but who makes a difference in the world. And so that's what I strive to be. And I think I can be that in the business realm.
How do you see yourself starting to do that?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is going to be in the future. I don't know exactly where I want to go with the business yet, but I do think in a lot of ways I've already started. I'm very involved in my community, and I'm very involved in loving people, and I want to try to pursue that more, and all because I love Jesus and I'm committed to him, and I think he's real, and he can make a real impact on people, and so I want to just participate in his kingdom. And I think I'm already doing that in the best way I can right now. I don't do that always greatly, and a lot of the experiences have served to be very humbling to me, and so I'm really glad for that, and I hope I can learn some more in the future.
All right, well, thank you for being on this Totally Real podcast. It was not made 2 days ago as a video idea, and thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.
Thanks.